Hey everybody, Ashley and Evan here, and Missy. We were just getting dizzy in the backyard. That's something we've found out that we like to do because it's fun. Just saying hi, we miss everybody, seeing you all. So glad that it's Sunday and we get to share watching this message together and connect online. Love it. Miss you all. See you soon. Hey guys, I miss seeing everybody on Sunday mornings, and I hope everybody's staying safe and staying strong through all of this.
Hey guys, what's up? Really missing you guys. This is really hard not to worship together. I've just been doing schoolwork, working, a whole bunch of boring stuff, watching a lot of movies. But I'm really excited for the worship experience today. It's definitely the highlight of my week every week. So I'm gonna go grab my dog, cuddle up on the couch because she needs some Jesus too, and watch the message. Bye guys.
Hey guys, it's Jordan. I want to say I really miss seeing all of you and doing the lights on Sunday with the worship team. I'm trying to finish out my senior work online and stay in touch with my friends using social distancing. I can't wait to get a haircut. This hair is all over my head. I hope everyone is staying safe. Hope to see you all soon. See you later.
Hi, this is Paul and Cindy calling from Clean Slate on the Elizabeth River. It's been 40 days.
40 days.
It's a long time. We've been staying at home, taking it easy, looking for things to do. All the projects are done.
Working some puzzles.
Yep. But we have plenty of food, plenty of toilet paper. Miss seeing you guys. Y'all
See
take
y'all
care.
soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey Rising family, we're thinking of all you guys. We hope everybody's staying safe and healthy. We're still working. We're blessed and lucky enough to still be in jobs. We're praying for those who are not as fortunate. We hope all this madness gets over as soon as possible so we can get back to church. We love you. Stay healthy.
Hey Rising fam, it's the Byers. I've been working from home and Mark starts work again this week. Georgia is loving that we're home and we hope you all have an awesome Sunday. Bye.
Hey everybody, welcome to today's experience. We are excited that you are joining us this morning from your couches, from your living rooms, from your beds, wherever it may be. Thank you for tuning in. Today is our brand new series, New Normal, because you guessed it, we're living in our new normal right now. But that doesn't mean that things have to stop. That means that things just look a little different. I believe that God has some great things planned for you, planned for me, planned for this church, and planned for everybody who chooses to follow Him. So thank you so much for joining us today. We're excited to hear about that and join in this conversation that Pastor James is going to get started on what that looks like. I want to let you know about a couple of things that we've got going on. First and foremost, every single week we get the opportunity to say thank you so much to God for everything that He has blessed us with. And we do this by returning our tithes and bringing an offering. A tithe is 10% of our income, and an offering is anything that's above and beyond that 10%. And we do this in two simple ways right now. Used to be able to do cash and checks, can't really do that anymore. So now everything is online. You can go to our website, wearetherising.com/give, to set up an online account. You can set it to come out automatically every week, 2 weeks, monthly, however you want to set it to go. wearetherising.com/give. That's where you want to go for that. The other way is you can return your tithe via a text message. Text 45777. The amount you'd like to give with the keyword The Rising, all one word mashed together. So example, 100 space The Rising, and you can text it in and return your tithes that way. So thank you so much again for living with open hands, for living generously. And I know that right now this is a scary time for some people. It's a weird time, and maybe some of you don't have jobs and you're not really sure what the future holds. But I believe that God has something in store for you, something great, something amazing. And getting back to normal may not be what we want to do, but actually looking forward to the new normal is where we want to live. And so stay tuned, sit tight. You're not going to want to miss what He has for you today. And so let's get right to it.
I searched the world, but it couldn't fill me. That's empty praise, treasures that fade are never enough. You came along and put me me back together. And every desire is now satisfied here in your love. 'Cause there's nothing better than you, oh, nothing better than you, oh, nothing. Nothing is better than you. I'm not afraid to show you my weakness, my failures and flaws. Lord, you've seen them all, and you still call me friend. 'Cause the God of the mountains is the God of the valleys, and there's not a place your mercy and grace won't find me again. 'Cause there's nothing better than you, oh, nothing better than you, Lord, nothing. Nothing is better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you, oh, nothing better than you, Lord, nothing. Nothing is better than you. You turn mourning to dancing. You give beauty for ashes. You turn shame into glory. You're the only one who can. You turn graves into gardens. You turn bones into armies. You turn seas into highways. You're the only one who can. You're the only one who can. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, nothing better than you. Lord, nothing. Nothing is better than you. Lord, there's nothing better than you. Oh, nothing better than you. Lord, nothing. Nothing is better than you.
Can you believe it? It's like just over a month ago, everything was normal, right? I mean, we're going to restaurants, we're going to movies, school was in. Come on, kids were in school. We were meeting together for church on Sundays. Like you didn't have to worry about going to the grocery store. You just go, like everything was normal. And now here we are, just over a month, and everything is far from normal. I mean, people are consciously thinking about how far is 6 feet apart, right? And maybe we should have been 6 feet apart before all this COVID-19 stuff, but now it's like, how far is 6 feet apart? And going to the grocery store isn't some simple task. It involves masks and gloves and hand sanitizer, like gallons of sanitizer. Restaurants are closed, schools are closed, sports are canceled, right? I mean, like nothing is normal. People are working from home. Those house projects that you were always going to do, you finally get a chance to do them. And Tiger King mania has swept the country. Nothing is normal. I mean, if I were to tell you back in February, hey, this is how things are going to be, you'd say, no way, things are not going to be like that in April, but here we are. Like, this is a whole new normal. Things are not how they used to be. And I don't know about you, but I kind of miss how things used to be, right? I miss going to restaurants. I miss going to see a movie. I miss picking my kids up from school. I miss going to the gym and getting those gains. I miss it. I miss it. I miss it. And you know what I've been feeling and what you've been feeling, what so many people have been feeling since all of this has happened, is grief. It's grief. Because everything has changed. Like, we have lost the normal. And so there's this change, and whenever there's change, that equates to loss, and loss leads to grief. Grief is what we experience when we lose things, and we've lost some things. You know, there's stages of grief. There's denial, and then there's anger, and then there's bargaining, and then depression, and then acceptance. I know when all of this started, like, I was in denial, right? I remember I was talking with a friend of mine he's a pastor at a church in Maryland, Pastor Carl Cool. You've heard him preach at our church before, but he was telling me, yeah, hey, we're not going to meet this Sunday. And this was like when all this was popping off, and I was like, what, are you kidding me? You're not going to meet this Sunday? Why aren't you going to meet? That's ridiculous. And then we didn't meet that Sunday. And he told me on the phone, he said, yeah, you should probably come up with a plan for what church looks like if you can't meet for several months. And I laughed. I thought, are you kidding me? That's never going to happen. And here we are. Here we are. So I was in denial because, I mean, we've seen SARS and MERS and Ebola and H1N1. We've been through that before, and sometimes people just cry, like they panic. The world is falling apart. The sky is falling. And I didn't take it serious, and it's denial. Here we are, the world shut down. It's the first stage of grief. And, you know, I think I missed the anger and the bargaining and depression. I think I skipped past those right to acceptance because these are the times that we're in. But some of you felt these stages, right? You're angry. You're angry because things aren't how they used to be. You're angry because you've lost business. You're angry because you're out of a job. You're angry because normal is gone and we live in a new normal now. Some of you are bargaining. God, why is this happening? God, why? Why? There's this bargaining, and then some of you feel this deep sense of depression, and it just keeps sinking deeper. You're depressed because you've lost something, right? And so here we are grieving over the normal that's been lost, and now we're living in this new normal. And here's why I associate what you're feeling, what I'm feeling, what all of us are feeling with grief. I mean, grief is this thing that we feel when we've lost a loved one, when a parent dies, when a friend or a sibling or a child dies. We feel grief. It's what we feel when we lose a job. It's what we feel when a friend stabs us in the back or a friend leaves our life. We feel grief because there's this loss that's there. And so you and I, we feel loss here and now. And as a result of that, we experience grief because what we've lost is certainty. What we've lost is comfort. What we've lost is knowing and planning, and it can feel just heavy and like this weight, and like we're surrounded in this darkness of uncertainty, and it's grief. It's grief because we've lost what we knew. We've lost what was normal, and now we're trying to figure out a whole new normal. And so what does that look like? What does that mean? Because I've heard people say, I can't wait to get back to normal. And I'm with them. I feel the same way. I can't wait to get back to normal. I can't wait to picking up my kids from school again. I can't wait to being able to go out on a date with my wife to see a movie or go get something to eat at a restaurant. I can't wait to get back in the gym. I can't wait for normal. But part of me dreads returning to normal. Part of me says I don't want to go back to normal, because when I think about it, there were some things in normal that weren't good. There were some things with how things used to be that were destructive and unhealthy, right? I mean, because you remember normal, don't you? I mean, normal was when you were busy and stressed out and freaked out and frazzled because you had so much going on. Normal was, we'll get around to it one day, and we never did. Normal was never taking a rest, but always on this go, 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 go. Normal was broken promises. Normal was taking relationships for granted. Normal wasn't working, right? And so I don't know that I want to go back to how things were. I got an email this past week from this lady, Patricia. What's up, Patricia from Georgia? We're worldwide, baby. Patricia sent me an email from Georgia, and she was just thanking me for this ministry and what we've been doing online and how she's been tuning in. She said she was digging. I did a sermon last week talking about digging just beneath the surface. But I really appreciate that email she sent me. And one of the things that she said in the email was this word she kept getting, like, I don't want to go back to normal, but I want to go back to better. I like that. I want to go back to better. Come on, Patricia, that'll preach, right? So listen, I don't know about you watching, wherever you are, whoever you are, I don't want to go back to normal. I want to go back to better. I want to go to a new normal, right? Where I'm healthier than I was, where I have more time than I did, where I live light and free, because normal was stressed out and anxious. I want to live light and free, right? I want to go to a new normal where I love deeper, where I serve in greater ways, where I'm more like Jesus than I've ever been before. That's the normal that I want to go to. It's a new normal. And I believe that God is using this moment here and now, this new normal we're experiencing, where life has been interrupted, like COVID-19 has crashed into our lives. I believe that God is using this here and now to show us what a new normal could look like and should look like. Because we're living a new normal right now. It's different from how it was just over a month ago. And when all this is said and done and it's all over, we're going to go back to a way of living. But I don't think it's going to be the same that it used to be. At least I hope and pray that it's not the same. Because here's what I know from what the book of Romans says. Romans says this. Romans 8:28 says, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. And we know that in all things, including a worldwide pandemic, that God works for the good of those who love him and are called according to his purpose. Do you believe that God works all things, even now, even here, even in this moment in your life? God works all things together for the good of those who love him. See, I believe God is seeking to use this new normal, not that God caused it, but that he's seeking to use this new normal to do some good in your life, so that when you return back to life, it's not life as normal, but it's life as better. I mean, even now, when the depression and the anxiety and the worry and the uncertainty feels like this darkness that's creeping in all around you, and you feel claustrophobic at times, you feel restless, like you're ready to get out of the house, you just want to break free. Even now in this moment, God can use this for good in your life. So I wonder, what is God teaching you? What is God showing you? You know what normal looks like? You know what normal should look like? Jesus. That's what normal looks like. See, when Jesus came here to this world, like he showed us what a whole new normal looked like, could look like, and should look like? We just finished a series called Life Interrupted, and throughout the series we talked about how God interrupted people's lives. He like crashed into their lives. And what we found is that when God intersected with people, he transformed them forever. He altered them forever. They were never the same because they met God. And this is what Jesus does with us, right? This is Jesus' desire for us. And this is the thing, like if you've ever been to our church and you've heard me preach, this is the thing that I'm constantly trying to show people and teach people and help people, that the way of life Jesus came to bring is actually normal. And what we've been living has been abnormal. See, when Jesus crashed onto the scene, when he was born of a virgin, he lived this perfect life, a life you and I can't live. It's like he was trying to show us what life really should look like. And John, one of Jesus' disciples, his closest follower, wrote about who Jesus was and what he came to bring. It's found in his gospel, in the book of John, the very first chapter, John chapter 1. John chapter 1, verses 4 through 5. In him was life, and that life was the light of all mankind. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. And what he does is he goes on to explain how Jesus is the light of the world who's come into this world shining his light to overpower the darkness so that he can illuminate like a whole new way for us to live. It's like for so long we've been trapped in this dark way of thinking, this dark way of living. And Jesus bursts onto the scene and says, I am the light of life, and I want to show you what it really looks like to live. I want to show you what a new normal is all about. And then this guy named Paul, this early church leader who started churches all over the Roman world, he writes to these Christians who have believed in Jesus. And it's like he's trying to explain to them, like there was a way things were back then. You remember that? Normal. But now that Jesus has crashed into your life and he's shown the light of his life into your life, there's a whole new normal. Here's what Paul says. Colossians 3:5, so put to death the sinful earthly things lurking within you. Have nothing to do with sexual immorality, impurity, lust, and evil desires. And he goes on to list all these things that, like, he's saying, like, that's how you used to be. That was back then. That was pre-Jesus. That was normal for you. But here's a new normal. Let me tell you about it. Put on your new nature and be renewed as you learn to know your Creator and become like Him. Since God chose you to be the holy people He loves, you must clothe yourselves with tender-hearted mercy, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Make allowance for each other's faults and forgive anyone who offends you. Remember, the Lord forgave you, so you must forgive others. Above all, clothe yourselves with love, which binds us all together in perfect harmony, and let the peace that comes from Christ rule in your hearts. For as members of one body, you are called to live in peace and always be thankful. And I don't know about you, but I want my life to look like that. Like, I want my life to look like the end of what I just read, right? I want to be more loving and kind and compassionate and patient. Like, that's how I want to be. That needs to be my new normal. And if I'm open with you, before this COVID-19, I mean, that described my life, but not to where I want it to be. And this whole interruption, all of this has like revealed new things for me. It's like Christ's light is shining in the darkness of my life and showing me ways to change and transform and be more like Him. And listen, I don't know if you've ever made the decision to accept Jesus, but if you want to live in a new normal, it begins with that. It begins with acknowledging and saying, I've been living in this darkness of my life for so long, and I need the light of Jesus to flood in and change me. And so if you've never made the decision to believe that Jesus died for you on the cross, that He rose again from the dead so that you could be forgiven of your sins and be given brand new life, it starts with making that decision. Or just say, I believe. And I believe so much that I want to make Jesus the leader of my life. I want to follow Him. I want to give Him my life. The word in the scriptures that's used is repentance. So I'm not going to follow my way, but your way, Jesus. And then I want to be baptized into you. I I want to be baptized into you, being buried, bearing the old dark way of my life and raising up into a brand new life in your light. So if you've never made the decision to accept Christ by believing, following, and being immersed in Him, I want to invite you to do that today. You can make that decision and you can get baptized. All you need is a bathtub, a hot tub, a pool, another believer to baptize you. You don't even need to let us know, but we'd love for you to let us know. We want to celebrate with you. We want to rejoice with you. Hey, film it, send it to us, let us see it. But if you want to get us involved, let us know. We can help schedule that for you, and we just want to celebrate with you. But the way that you escape the darkness of the old normal and enter into the light of the new normal is first and foremost accepting Jesus. And listen, if you're a Christian, can I just remind you that the light of God has flooded into your life, and He's given you a whole new life. Like the reason why Jesus came, the one that you accepted, the one that you said yes to, sheds light on a whole new way of life. And it's time to live in it. It's time to walk in that. I love what Paul says when he quotes this old hymn in the New Testament about the light of God shining in our lives. Here's what he says. Ephesians 5:13-14, but everything exposed by the light becomes visible, and everything that is illuminated becomes a light. This is why it is said, wake up, sleeper, rise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you. And so what Paul is saying is like, before Jesus came, you were dead in the darkness of your sins, living in an old normal. But then Jesus broke onto the scene and He flooded this light. He shone this light to show you a whole new way of living. It's like Jesus comes and He says, there's something better for you. You don't have to live in the old normal. You don't have to live in the old way of doing things. But I've come to show you what life really looks like. And it's found in the new normal.
Mountains are still being moved. Strongholds are still being loosed. God, I believe it. Yes, I can see it. Wonders are still what you do. And bodies are still being raised. And giants are still being slain. God, I believe it. Yes, I can see it. Wonders are still what you do. We are here for you. Come and do what you do. We are here for you. Come and do what you do. Set our hearts on you. Come and do what you do. 'Cause this is a move. 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 And bodies are still being raised. And giants are still being slain. God, I believe it. Yes, I can see it. Wonders are still what you do. We are here for you. Come and do what you do. This is a move. 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 Oh Lord, this is a move. And this is a move.
Man, that is encouraging to know that we don't have to look forward to getting back to normal, but rather we can look forward to the new normal because God has something even better in store, and it's only up and to the right from here on out. Man, I'm excited to see what this journey looks like for myself. I'm excited to see what this journey looks like for all of you and for all of us together in this church family, because even though we can't meet under one roof, we are still doing life together, and we've got a lot of things going on that proves that. For instance, we've got virtual groups that have been going on since we started this whole thing. They're going to continue to go on. They may change throughout. We may have some different ones available for you, but that's totally cool. We're going to keep switching things up. We don't want it to get stale. But make sure if you haven't joined a virtual group, you go to our website, wearetherising.com, and there's a button on there where it says join a virtual group. You'll have a list of all the groups available. You can join right there from the comfort of your own home. So even after this, you can just go to that website and click on it and get signed up just like that. In fact, our website's a really great place to go for a lot of information. We're going to be posting all of our messages there, the videos there, and you can also give at our website as well. wearetherising.com/give will take you right to the website where you can set up an online account so it comes out automatically if you'd like, every week, 2 weeks, monthly, totally up to you. You can also text the number 45777, the amounts you'd like to give with the keyword The Rising, all one word. So you can make sure to keep returning your tithes and bringing your offerings on an every week basis. Because again, it's not about the money, it's about saying thank you to a God who's given us everything that we have. So even though we may not feel like we have a lot right now, we have something to give. We can continue to remind ourselves of who has everything under control. Also want to let you know that even though we're not meeting, there are all kinds of areas where you can get involved and you can still use some talents and even maybe build some new talents. So for instance, we have a Connect team. We're still connecting with people. We're connecting online. We're connecting via phone calls, via text messages, emails, via Facebook and Instagram. There's all kinds of ways to connect. And so if you are a people person, you can still be a people person online. So make sure to sign up on our website to join a serving team as well. If you're into production, you don't have to be a pro. You don't have to know anything about filming videos. You don't have to know anything about Photoshop. We'll teach you all you need to know. So if you've ever thought, man, I'd really like to learn some of those things and I wonder how they do those videos, now is the time. Let us know. We'd love to have you partner with us so that we can host those talents with you, so we can build those talents together, so that way you can use new talents that you're building during this time to help see people raised to life in Christ. And so let us know. We've got areas all over the place. Production, connection team, even the worship team. We'd love to see your talents coming in this way. And so again, thank you so much for joining us today for our start of our new series, New Normal. Come back next week. Come back, keep plugging in, keep staying engaged. Don't isolate yourself, because now is the time more than ever to stay connected with people. So make sure to set a reminder on your iPhone, on your Android, on your computer, whatever it is. Be here with us next Sunday as we continue this series. I'm so excited to see what God has for us, for you. We will see you guys next Sunday. Take care.